This is proper lit.
How do you do?
What?
Oh! Ah!
You'll be okay.
Ah! Fucking hell.
We've got a pint for whoever finds them. Drone, enter search protocol.
Anything on you? Better tell me now. I warn you. Forget it. Christ! Drone's going mad.
Listening to the bug.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello resistors, this is the bug, keeping the fire of hope alive in the vacuum of today's Britain. Okay, fires don't burn in vacuums. It's a little novelty Christmas light, shaped like a flame, but it's something. It is something to cling to. Joining me, as always, is Alice. And Alice, hold the front page. Technology apparently is here to stay. There's no way around that now. Much as I'd like to go back to the 18th century and see if we can have another crack at the Industrial Revolution and get it later on this time. But new tech is creating 4,000 jobs. Count them all, 4,000. 4,000 new jobs. Thank you for new tech.
I mean, that's a very exciting thing for someone who wants to work in the tech sector, but I can only assume
This
that
area
tech
is being
investment
recorded
will
by the
create
TV.
4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not, there'll be jobs that no one in their right, sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the price of progress, I guess. We have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for us in this dark universe, that technology will in fact render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all, because look at the bad things that are happening now. What is the common denominator behind all of them?
I don't know, Andy, tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involved human beings. They're always involved. Never anything goes wrong from the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel Cash, surely a step up on the human Nigel Cash. You could even program it to have a tiny, tiny sliver of conscience. And if you had an automated Prime Minister, you could program it to be occasionally in the goddamn country. So that's, again, just a step forward.
Again, I insist that there's never been a Prime Minister, Andy. I've never seen him, I've never heard of him. The only times I ever hear what the Prime Minister does is it's when nothing happens.
I mean, it has reached the point where, and I've thought this for a long time, we would be better off if the Prime Minister was a watermelon. Now we'd be happy with that. We'd all know where we stood.
You hear him being praised for his diplomatic skills all the time, but the best mark of diplomacy is when nothing happens. So good diplomacy is indistinguishable from him doing absolutely nothing.
You are listening to The Bug.
Times, but the best mark of diplomacy is when nothing happens. So good diplomacy is indistinguishable from him doing absolutely nothing.
You are listening to The Bug. 4,000 new dream jobs for everyone. All I can say, Alice, is that I'm very glad that my children studied drama at school, because that has set them up for life in modern Britain.
I'm ready to go when you are.
Right.
The ability to pretend that they are living happy and fulfilled lives, that they have jobs that are worth doing, and that they're making the planet a better place, and that they control their own destinies, and that they have even a parody of a private life, and that they can smile without crying. And drama tingling to do, crucial skills in this day and age. Of course, it's not just the jobs that have been technologicalised beyond all recognition, it is also all reality. Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now the most secure it's ever been. And, well, of course, I mean, it's so convenient, Optic, isn't it? It saves us so much time and hassle trying to exist in the realm of reality. I'm sure the government has hacked into my soul and now basically monitored my every working moment and thought. But at least I don't have to type "where's my nearest coffee shop" into a search engine. At least I don't have to waste anything between 8 and 12 seconds every day.
Oh, this is I have to send these to go
More secure than a teenage girl reading a women's magazine. It's more secure than
Secure than a comedian with a drinking problem. It's more secure than a young man who's just got his first motorcycle license.
Finally, before we go today, bug off to the Prime Minister, who has once again FRO'd to who knows where this week. He sure as hell is not here in London. I remember back in the day, Alice, when our Prime Ministers were either incompetent or crooked, but not both at once. Well, actually, no, I can remember them being both at once. But incompetent, crooked, and not even in the country. That is one impressive triple whammy. I've had Lions longer than his longest spell on British soil this last year. It's this halfway house I can't stand. Either come back and do your job, or leave the planet entirely. I'm pretty sure there must be a spare space station knocking around where he can go and entertain himself for the rest of the time. Can we crowdfund it? Tell me, let's make cryptocurrency out of something. Crowdfunding that way, what have you got spare? Jelly beans? Are they still legal?
He's a waste orphan, Andy. I'm starting to think he doesn't like the country.
That is all from the Bug today. Fly away, bugs.
Come round here and that's my cue to leave.
Imagine how you look right now.
Can you get any closer? Not bad! Yeah, you're in my...
This won't solve any of your problems.
Breathing a fog of raw liquid feces. And they expect us to believe that everyone agrees CTOS is better than not choking on shit mist.
Maybe they just meant 98% of one specific Londoner who bought shares in Bloom before its tentacles grew to every crevice of the country. I mean, this is not just any old poll, we should say that. This is not any poll. This is an official poll, right from the very heart of government. It's not a knock-off fake poll of an elderly couple and a mangy-old dog sitting on a bench waiting to die. This is an official poll. So let's just put those words, official poll, through an online translator in case you didn't study languages. Let's find out what it actually means. Made up lie. There we go. Don't too clear that up. I don't think it's fair to say I entirely trust these official polls. Alex, I mean, they could publish an official poll saying that over 99.9% of children like ice cream, and I would issue that children now hate all ice cream and would prefer to eat a sandwich with dead badger. They could publish an official poll saying that 10 out of 10 cats prefer cat food to being whacked with a tennis racket, and I would assume all cats have gone vegan and are queuing up outside London with meowing choose me.
I trust these polls as much as I trust someone recommending a movie that they watched during a breakup. Your judgment is in hand, Sally. I'll make my own decisions.
I trust those polls as much as I would trust Mary Kelly if she came up to me and said, "Congratulations, Andy, you took on a free holiday to the south of France in the back of this windowless van."
I think official polls are like the unsolicited dick pics that the government provides us. I didn't ask for it, I don't believe it, it's on an angle, you've artificially inflated it ahead of time, and anyone that falls for one deserves all the disappointment of trying to match it to reality. These polls are absolute rubbish, Andy. I read one the other day that said the plumbing in London was good, and it absolutely is not. I mean, well, we have this technology now where they can spy on my every bowel movement. There's a CTOS camera installed inside my underwear drawer. A media drone is scaring the birds off my garden bird feeder, and you can't get me consistent...
Auto-drive now disabled.
Speaking of media drones,
The target for that crypto-stealing virus is around here.
Message received. That ought to do it.
This!
Wait, what was that?
Safety of the public is our priority measures. Being outnumbered is considered. access to civilian buildings will surge at any time. Failing to do so is a crime.
Knock that vehicle down!
Protest rallies are not permitted. Investigating disturbance. Target malfunctioning. Target resisting arrest. Using restraining measures.
That's him there. Get ready with the virus upload.
You're real.
Cover me, I'm under hot shit.
Yo, wrap it up. It's over.
You hear that? We got a creeper.
Active protest report.
I've got nothing.
Upload complete. Now scarper or they'll kill you for sure.
Must comply with outcome.
Virus install complete.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Let's send him the good news. Mission accomplished.
Brilliant. My virus is working its magic on their crypto accounts as we speak. I'll tell you, this went perfectly. 90% perfectly. Let's do it again. Only, better.
There's strength in numbers, you know. You should join DedSec.
You kidding? Oh yeah.
Want to see how much havoc we can cause today? I promise it'll be fun.
I'll make it up.
You can't get me consistently hot water.
Speaking of media drones,
Auto drive now and then.
the great thing, I guess, about media drones is that, as inanimate robots, they actually have more humanity, compassion, and dignity than the human journalists we used to have to put up with, and a much more accurately calibrated moral compass. But it's the intrusion I can't stand, Alice. I'm in showbiz. Look at me here in this windowless dungeon. I'm in showbiz, and it's terrible for me that all these drones knowing I'm being filmed all the time. Every day I have to make sure I've done my hair and makeup and I'm not wearing clothes.
Someone's hacking us! Find them!
Crosses to bear.
Drone, engage search
At this point, they've installed so many CTOS cameras, I'm not sure where they'll put the new ones. On top of the old ones, just cameras watching other cameras like a social media influencer so self-absorbed they don't know how to sleep without turning it into monetized content.
I think that's the logical end of all society, isn't it? Where just everything has just become a camera filming another camera. To be honest, I've just given up on all news and reality now, Alice. I just, in fact, I now just make up my own headlines these days. I get a piece of paper and a pen. Remember them? Paper and pens, those were the days. And I'll just write down the headlines I want to read. Now, I'll just make my own newspaper, and here I've got today. If you point at the bird shit on your car window and say it's a currency, no one can tell you otherwise. Screams Chancellor at Bilderberg karaoke night. That's right, another headline. Here we go. PM announces Britain back on track after swapping all Crown Estate properties for some magic beans. Might as well, we've got to do something as the nation we are today. Here's another one. Wild joy on the streets as Britain signs £864 zillion trade deal with Bolivia. There we go. Build a better world. Government claims only nice people will benefit from agreement to sell trampolines, man-made warships to random South American nation. We're building a better Britain. Here's another one. Environment probably fine, claims drowning scientist. Invent the world you want to have, people. It's going to be way, way better than the one you've actually got. From the bug, goodbye. Now, from the Buccaneer, this is the bug.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be listening anyway. They're listening to everything. But don't worry, we're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organisation that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
It's the world we're living in now, fascist. Well, this is what fascism is. It is the complete and total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole, part of the nation.
Auto drive now disabled.
Finding is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? The nation is by the leader that takes over the claims that
You can clear a potential recruit's arrest warrant from a nearby terminal.
on that basis, they take you right. So every aspect of your life.
Permitted to enter restricted roaming areas.
That's the one which they captain and talk to. They operate as each other's threats.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance. He worked with what was that?
my god.
Over there. Everything under control here?
I hope they didn't hurt too much.
Just surrender!
We've got this.
Such a dick! Badly for you.
There's the terminal. You can clear the warrants from there.
Make it stop!
Give up while he still can.
You prick. Tosser.
Well done. Our potential recruit is now officially off London's most wanted list. Now that you've helped them, they might be willing to talk to us.
I heard something over there.
Crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated, and what we haven't looked at is the power structure and profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, you know, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and making it easy to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow governments, and then suddenly all the chickens came home to roost. Nobody could find any receipts for what was paid for. Nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk, and they couldn't figure it out. And yet, it was standing in their face the whole time. There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. I mean, one, you have a lot of smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well, who are bending things just a little, compromise a little bit, bend the rules a little bit, and try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve that's good for us. And if you add all of that up, what you end up with is a big wall moving in a big way from a lot of little buttons being pushed. But also there's this other thing that's going on here. Is the gathering of data.
Me as well, mate, yeah. I know.
Auto drive now enabled.
We're starting to see the merger of private data and that with data held by the state into what are called social credit systems. This is where every aspect of your behaviour is monitored and totted up by a central system to sort of score you as a person.
A bit like a credit card that's predicated on all of your behaviour rather than just put them under your spending.
That's with
and
me.
this will have a profound impact. We're starting to see systems emerge.
In my day, no life lost.
This
doesn't need to get out of control.
And this could be a trigger of being stable, if you stop the road in the wrong place, you might lose
You would shoot
hope their neighbours do not own them, and so they're just
Could be used to sort of evaluate you as a person, and this could mean, for example, better travel privileges, being able to travel first class, or being denied from travelling first class to not being able to travel first. These systems are very real and very possible because of all of the data that is now held on us.
So if your ears are burning and think someone might be watching you, look at it. They're watching all of us. I'm Tash, and you've been listening to Buccaneer. Keep listening, keep sharing the show, and keep it encrypted. They're watching it. So are yours.
Protest rallies are not permitted.
You seem smart. Like someone who understands what's really going on here.
You're dead sick, aren't you? Maybe you can help me.
That's what we're here for. What's going on?
Me and my mate used to work with...
The Friend's official record states he was taken to hospital before he died.
There's likely something in there for us, you know.
You just have a small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve and lets you see
Auto
your
drive now
emails,
enabled.
take calls, and browse the internet directly as if the screen was in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got the small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
Vicky, you sound like you absolutely love the optic. Do you actually think that it's made our lives any better?
I mean, sure, it's definitely made things a lot easier. It's so simple to call someone now. All you have to do is choose who you want to chat to, and they're there, ready to talk. And browsing the web is so much easier. I remember when you used to have to sit down at a computer with an actual keyboard and mouse and type everything out. And my favourite feature is public transport. With the optic, you can just walk straight onto the tube. It even acts as a passport. No longer do I have to dig around and try and find my old paper passport just to travel somewhere. Also, I thought that Optic's marketing strategy, making it free for people, was a stroke of genius.
Genius. Bloom was really calculated when it was doing that. It was pushing this draconian device on us at all. Sure, everybody flocked to it. There was free Wi-Fi and phone plans. That definitely helped, but it wasn't a case of this is a product that you need in your life.
Why do you hate it so
Auto
much?
drive now
It's
disabled.
just the worst because you have to give up your privacy expectations and accept surveillance. It was almost like the government and Bloom didn't even need to make the optic mandatory. Making it mandatory was only to get the last holdouts across the line. If free data didn't convince you, fines and arrests from the state for not having the optic would pretty much be. Be enough.
I mean, what do you mean by privacy problems? No one really talks about that anymore.
They don't talk about it because we don't have any choice when it comes to the optic. Yes, it's convenient and mandatory, but everybody's forgotten what it really means. Here, you've got a whole company owning basically all the data about your life. Bloom can see everything that you can see. Nothing is private anymore.
Auto drive
there are so
now
many
enabled.
times when I don't want anyone to have a clue about where I am, who I'm chatting with, what I'm doing. It's not even dodgy stuff, but I just don't want anybody to blackmail with me with this in the future by hacking it. And because of Bloom's contracts with the government, it isn't just Bloom that can see everything I do, it's the government. The UK as a state has become a complete surveillance paradise.
I think you're painting a bit of a bleak picture. It's not all that bad.
No, you're completely wrong on this. I don't want everybody tracking me wherever I'm going around London.
Well, in that case, you might be interested in some rumours I heard. Did you hear that some DedSec hackers have found a way to bypass the optics connection with Bloom?
Are they actually making it better or usable or actually friendly for anybody?
Well, word on the street is that they've been able to create an encrypted signal, which means that your world might have a chance of becoming a bit more private again, so you could go back and enjoy all the great things about optic without that fear of surveillance.
With the optic, privacy's dead.
We live in modern times. Drones, robots, computer control, they all have their place. But so do people. And that place is us. Because when you need help, you need the human touch. Not robots, not soldiers, just people like you. The Metropolitan Police. People protecting people.
You're listening to The Bug.
May cause nausea, vomiting and headaches. Hello Britain, this is The Bug, the show that holds up a mirror to the world and smashes itself on the head with it in despair. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alice, and...
I deny everything.
Just a good state of existence. Some good news, at last. There are no medicine shortages, according to the government, none at all. There have been various allegations about that. It turns out they are all fake news. Fake not. There are none. There are no shortages of medicine. Don't take it from me. I'm not a medical supply expert. Take it from our beloved government. It's fine. In fact, I'm going to read between the lines here and actually say there's probably... There's too much medicine, if anything. Just medicines. You can't move for medicine. In fact, just this morning, our doctor bought some cornflakes into a bowl for breakfast and out-tumbled a 12-month course of immunosuppressants, corticosteroids, and anti-retrofractal dilatory estrogen spermatotropic fruit pastils.
The people claiming there are medical shortages are probably high on lots of medicine that they've been given. I for one believe that there are no medical shortages, Andy. Just last week I went in with a broken arm and they suggested it might just be extreme period pain and prescribed me a drink of water and an astrology chart.
We can't be too far away from them just prescribing stiff upper lip.
My uncle had a leg removed due to diabetes. They halved his insulin because they said there was less of him to be diabetic.
So, anyway, people don't believe what you read or hear about there not being enough medical drugs to go around. It's not true. It's hospital hogwash, it's pharmaceutical flim-flam, it's medical mendacity, it's hippocratic humbug, it's nonsensical narcotic nincompoop. I think I've made the point. Do not believe the news telling you that we've run out of medicine, nor should you believe the empty shelves at the chemists. They're also lying. Do not believe your doctor saying, sorry, we're fresh out of that, you're going to have to eat a carrot and pretend. Do not believe your own cobweb-ridden medicine cabinet at home.
Auto drive
It might
now
look empty,
disabled.
but it's not, for it contains the only medicine any of us truly need.
The medicine has written freedom, and the analgesic knowledge of how...
Good news, it's time to put your life on the line for the resistance.
At last! They waited a long time!
You're at the hospital where our prospect's friend died. We can get hold of his full patient record here.
Yes, I understand.
Located the CTOS hub. Well, our prospect should be pleased. Turns out his friend isn't dead. Or if he is, he didn't die here.
What do you mean?
There are no patient records on file, and GPS data shows the ambulance going dark before it reaches the hospital. The driver must have switched it off. I'm upgrading this from dodgy to fucking dodgy.
I'll check it.
You won't have to look very far. The driver is on site now.
Anyone recognize this? What? Oh, that's just...
Getting an active protest report.
I'm sending you the data.
Good. I'll do some fancy maths on it while you escape from this weirdly dangerous hospital.
Oh, for the love of...
Begley, what do we have?
I've cross-referenced the driver's location history with the missing GPS data from her ambulance. Looks like she dumped her patient at an SIRS facility.
Interesting.
Deep state creeps like SIRS tend not to interrogate corpses. If our missing person is in their custody, he's probably still alive.
I will find what there is to find.
Right now.
The medicine of British freedom, and the analgesic of however ill Blue for keeping an eye on things.
I'm investing heavily in the placebo effect right now. You're listening to The Bug.
Obviously, I don't entirely mean that, because what is the first rule of the third millennium? If someone in power tells you something is fake news, what is it? Correct. A 110% cast iron, tungsten-coated, granite-sensitive, cosmically immutable, scientifically unarguable fact. But surely, Alice, the more important question, all these medicine freaks whinging about feeling a bit poorly, or having a fatal but curable illness and slowly dying unnecessarily, is this. Do we actually need medicine? If you today got diagnosed with a potentially fatal illness, would you not look around at the nation that we've become and think, hey doc, put your life-saving treatment down, I'm going to take this free one-way bus out of here. Now hold that pillow over my face until the twitching stops.
I just don't think we should think of it in such a negative way. Think of it as a medicine diet. Think of it as a series of healthy lifestyle swaps. Swap out anti-inflammatories for antacids. Swap out the iron lung for the aluminium lung. Swap out MRI machines for Mary machines, which is just a lady called Mary telling you you're fine.
Obviously, critical shortages are as much part of our daily lives, our society and our culture today as things like football, music and complaining about the weather used to be in the old days. And, well, food shortages, yeah, we just learn to live with them, don't we? And there's a lot of positives as well with all these food shortages. We were eating too much anyway. As a nation, the government's just helping us live healthier lifestyles. It's so hard to diet on your own, isn't it? You need the support of a friend, or a loved one, or a government, or collapsing social infrastructure. Positive 2, meat, very bad for the environment. So we're actually rebuilding the polar ice caps every time we eat a scrap of lettuce. 3, positive 3, the human race had already cooked all the There was nothing more to be done with food. We've done that, we can tick it off, we've done it. I was born with food anyway, I've been eating it all my life. If you've been doing the same thing 3 times a day, 4, sometimes 7, or even 8 times a day, you're bound to get bored. And also, final positive, no more meal times. Frees up all that extra time for appreciating all the selfless hard work that Albion do to keep us all safe.
Well, as you say, Andy, people are drawn to novelty. Everyone's had breakfast once. Why you gotta keep having it again and again?
Boring, repetitive. There's enough of that in life. You are listening to The Bug. Well, another story that has come to the fore recently is that all European imports have been banned for public health reasons, which is great news. We can get ill eating good, home-produced, locally sourced, British, industrially unsafe food. That's something we can all cling to. Public health reasons, so they're curious words. Alice, I don't know if that's in case the public gets too healthy eating all that Mediterranean mud. Let's have British food for British tummies. Spelt, nettles, rabbit. That's all we need. That's all we need in the glory days. Everyone round to Nigel's for dinner. Yum yum.
Who needs Italian olives when you can eat pickled rubber bands in a soup of regret? Who needs nice cheese when you can eat a lukewarm, unspecified rat meat pie with 0 spices?
Sands, nettles, and bits of dead fox. That's all we need to eat in the glory days. That's my British great. That's all from The Bug today. Good night, sleep tight, and make sure the bed bugs do right.
Market dips, shares roller coasters, cryptocurrency. There are those who like to speculate to accumulate, and those who just want to make sure their money is safe. Main Bank has been offering loans, savings and mortgages since we were founded in 1867. That's why we're sticking with the pound. Only legal citizens, only the pound, only you. Main Bank, because you know if you're banking or not.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buckingham, your source for what they don't want to know. With me, Tash. It's hard to believe that there can be shortages of food and medicine in an advanced country.
Auto drive now enabled.
And yet, here we are. Those old government promises of adequate food turned out.
Begin searching.
Auto drive now disabled.
Okay, I'm here.
So's our missing person. Looks like SIRS has been rounding up dissidents and keeping them here. Expect heavy security.
What am I getting into? Good night, Turnip.
Disturbance confirmed.
It shouldn't be off.
Investigation underway. Investigating.
There he is. Get him out.
What was that? He's resisting arrest.
Help me. Please.
Right, time to get him out.
Thank you.
I don't see anyone following you.
Your friend's alive. Sirs had them. We got them out.
You serious? Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Tell me what I can do for you.
If you want to repay us, you must join DedSec. There is no other way.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, we're getting bigger and bigger. Welcome to DedSec.
Fuck yeah. Let's cause a fuss, shall we?
Fuck yes.
Well, that's been a scratch and thing.
I should get this.
I'll start the briefing whenever you're ready.
What are you doing here?
I'll be honest with you. I wanted to kill every last one of you over what happened at Bloom, for real. But I could use a hand tracking down Sky Larson's neural map nightmares, so I thought, hey, here's a chance for Dead...
DedSec, I got a call about a possible kidnapping. I'll send you the caller's info. Sounded like it was connected to something big.
Here's what we know about Nigel Cash.